The Chimney Sweeper. When my mother died, I was very young, and my father sold me, while yet my tongue could scarcely cry weep, 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 weep. So your chimneys I sweep, and in soot I sleep. There is little Tom Dacre, who cried when his head that curled like a lamb's back was shaved. So I said, Hush, Tom. Never mind it, for when your head's bare, you know that the soot cannot spoil your white hair. And so he was quiet, and that very night, as Tom was a-sleeping, he had such a sight that thousands of sweepers, Dick, Joe, Ned, and Jack, were all of them locked up in coffins of black, and by came an angel who had a bright key, and he opened the coffins, and set them all free. Then down a green plain, leaping, laughing they run, and wash in a river and shine in the sun. Then naked and white, all their bags left behind, they rise upon clouds, and sport in the wind. And the angel told Tom, if he'd be a good boy, he'd have God for his father, and never want joy. And so Tom awoke, and we rose in the dark, and got with our bags and our brushes to work. Though the morning was cold, Tom was happy and warm. So if all do their duty, they need not fear harm. The Chimney Sweeper is the title of a poem by William Blake, published into parts in Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience. The poem is set against the dark background of child labor that was prominent in England in the late 18th and 19th centuries. At the age of 4 and 5, boys were sold to clean chimneys due to their small size. These children were oppressed and had a diminutive existence, that they were often unfed and poorly clothed. They died from either falling through the chimneys or from lung damage and other horrible diseases from breathing in the soot. The poem portrays harsh conditions and tragic consequences of child labor, and exposes the exploitation and mistreatment of young chimney sweepers, subjected to dangerous working conditions, malnutrition, and neglect. Now let's understand the poem in detail. The speaker introduces himself as a young child who has lost his mother at a tender age. The speaker's father has sold him into chimney sweeping at a young age, even before he had a chance to fully speak or express himself. The speaker imitates the sound of a chimney sweep's cry, emphasizing his oppressive and dehumanizing environment. The speaker is employed as a chimney sweeper, forced to clean chimneys and live in the soot-covered environment. The speaker introduces another chimney sweeper named Tom Dacre, who weeps and expresses his emotions. Tom's hair, which used to be curly like a lamb's back, has been shaved off, and the speaker comments on it. The speaker tries to console Tom, telling him not to worry about his shaved head. The speaker reassures Tom that the soot from the chimneys cannot tarnish his pure and innocent nature. Tom takes comfort in the speaker's words and becomes quiet and obedient. Tom has a dream while sleeping. In his dream, Tom sees numerous chimney sweepers with names like Dick, Joe, Ned, and Jack. These chimney sweepers are trapped inside black coffins, symbolizing their oppression and impending death. An angel appears, carrying a bright key. The angel unlocks the coffins, freeing the trapped chimney sweepers. The freed sweepers joyfully run and leap across a green meadow. They bathe in a river, becoming clean and radiant in the sunlight. The sweepers, now free from their dirty work, are naked and pure, leaving their bags of soot behind. They ascend on clouds and play in the wind. The angel tells Tom that if he behaves well and remains virtuous, he will have God as his father and will never lack happiness. Tom wakes up from his dream, and the speaker and the other chimney sweepers begin their work early in the morning. They gather their bags and brushes to start their laborious work. Despite the cold morning, Tom feels happy and warm. The speaker suggests that if everyone fulfills their responsibilities, they won't have to fear any harm or negative consequences. And thus, the poem ends with the speaker implying that as long as they carry out their duties diligently as chimney sweepers, they can find solace and security in their work, despite the challenging circumstances they face. The underlying message is one of resignation to their fate and finding contentment within the limited scope of their existence. Through vivid imagery and symbolic elements, the poem raises awareness about the social injustice and calls for empathy and compassion towards these oppressed children. It serves as a powerful critique of a society that allows such atrocities to occur and emphasizes the need for change and protection of children's rights.